in the activities given to you yesterday, there were some effects of force that you were supposed to observe. And so here's a quick recap of all those effects, and let us see what are the various effects that force can have. So the first one was one of the activities was to take a plastic bottle, preferably a mineral water bottle, because it is easier to crush. That was the basic reason behind it. So now if I take such kind of a bottle and apply force or a push from both sides, I can see that I am able to crush the bottle to some extent. Obviously when I leave it, it will come back to its original shape. By doing so, I'm actually reducing the size of the bottle, or reducing the volume of air inside this bottle. So I'm actually trying to compress the air inside this, and that is one of the effects of force. So I'll quickly start listing the effects of force. So the first one that I can observe here is I can reduce the size, or we can say I can compress air using force. Generally we can compress various substances. Air is easier to compress, so yeah, I can compress air by taking a bottle and applying force, and by doing this I'm actually compressing air. And to prove that I have compressed air, see, when I try to open the cap, you can see that because I have compressed the air, it'll try to release and regain its volume. See, you see that slight hissing sound that it makes. So yeah, so, and a better example would be a syringe. If you take a syringe, an empty syringe, and try to push it from one side, the air inside the syringe will get compressed. Obviously by blocking the other side, you can compress air, but I don't have a straight syringe right now. But yeah, the basic idea is you can compress substances using force. Also, in the same example, yeah, I have another demonstration to show you the same thing, which is using this sponge ball. If I apply force on this object from all the sides by actually doing this, I can reduce the size of this sponge ball. See, earlier it was this big. I can actually reduce the size of this sponge ball by applying force on all sides, and I'm essentially compressing this. So yeah, that's the first effect of force. The second effect of force, which is kind of which we could see in this demonstration again, was that we can change the shape of objects by applying force. So the second one is change shape. So force can change the shape of objects. So the easiest one to see is, well, when I apply force on the bottle, obviously the volume of the air inside it decreases, but the shape of the bottle also changes. So I can make the bottle slimmer. The same thing was seen by you may have observed the same thing when you had applied force on a dough ball, or maybe a clay ball if you had one. And I can show you the same by also taking a rubber band. If I take a rubber band and pull it from one side, a pull is a force, so I'm applying a force on the rubber band, and if I pull it, see, the shape of the rubber band changes. It actually lengthens, its length increases, or essentially the shape changes. When I obviously remove the force, it comes back to its original shape. But yeah, I can use force to change its shape this way. So that is another effect of force, which is to change the shape of objects. Now another very prominent and easy to observe effect of force is to change the velocity or change the speed of objects. So I can change the speed of objects, and let me see that here. So how do I see that? Well, if I have a ball here, a table tennis ball, so right now it's stationary, see? Yeah, it's stationary, which means its speed is 0. Now if I give it a slight push from this side, its speed increases to some value, right? So by doing so, I have actually increased its speed. So I can increase its speed, Or I can also decrease the speed by applying force. Let's say the ball is already in motion. I can give it a slight push from this side and stop it, or in other words, decrease its speed. See, it's moving. By applying small force, I can actually slow it down. See, obviously it's very difficult to stop it exactly, but yeah, there you go. I can almost stop it, or in other words, decrease its speed by applying force. So essentially all of this is changing speed, and if it's already moving, let's say with a small speed, I can give it another push and make it move faster, just like this. See, that was a push. Let me show you that again. It's moving with some speed, and if I hit it, see, its speed increases. Obviously that was a very extreme example, but anyway, so these are the basic examples, basic effects of force. And the last one that I had missed in the activities was that force can change the direction of objects. So if I have something moving in this direction, I can push it in that direction and its direction of motion changes. See, if it's moving in this direction, I can apply some force and its direction of motion changes. See that again, I can reverse its direction, and that is something that you might have seen while playing football. You can change the direction of football by kicking it or applying some force. Even in cricket, you can use a cricket bat to change the direction of the cricket ball by applying some force, by applying some push like that. And that is the last effect of force, which is to change the direction of moving objects. So that was a quick recap of the various effects of force, and I hope now they're clear to you. And now that you've also done the demonstrations yourself, they should be clear to you. If you have any doubts, you may ask me. That's it for this video.